Now I got the grill set up here because I want to paint this pretty good. I want to show the difference between painting in a controlled setting and then painting outside. Just to show that the difference in location will have a big effect on what you're painting. They're all gonna go through the same steps: prep, primer, color, and then clear coat. We're probably gonna need more, but that's okay. This is extra paint I had laying around. We're gonna use primer on the bare plastic or metal, for the simple fact that primer sticks better onto the bare surface, and then it helps the color stick onto that even better. If you put the color coat on the bare surface, it's gonna flake a lot easier. And then last, we're gonna finish with the gloss coat. It's gonna be an extra protective layer on top of the color coat that's gonna basically protect the paint. And that's all we're gonna do. Now, when you're at the sanding part, as you can see, we're taking off the clear coat. That way we can get to the actual color. You know when you're done with the clear coat, when it starts getting a little foggy, the clear coat is shine. So once you start getting that, you want to do 45, an X. That way your surface is level. As you can see, it's pretty foggy. We got some shine up there. It's gone. So that's how you want this entire grill to look like. I'm almost done. I got some of the crevices in here, the little corners I need to do. After that, we're gonna get to the primer. It's all it's all sanded now. So now we have to make sure we get all like the little pollen and dirt all over the thing. Professional level is to use paint thinner. Just get that, whatever you got, and just go over the entire surface area that you're gonna be painting, especially the little corners over here and over here, and the little inside edges over there. Because all that dirt is gonna get in the way of the primer sticking to the actual surface, and it's gonna make a bad paint job. So you want to make sure that you try to get all this little dirt out. All right, we're on the third coat. As you can see, we got a solid foundation to paint our pieces. That was the metal shield under the engine, and this is the grill. It's looking great. Make sure to paint, or make sure to shake that primer after every 10 seconds of spraying. Keep it 8 to 10 inches away from your surface. That's gonna make sure that you don't get splatters and thick spots of primer on your surface. Got primer on every corner. Now I do have something special for this center piece. It's the logo. I want to make it stand out, so we're gonna do something special to that. We're gonna be using it for the base coats. As you can see, it's been used before, and it's pretty dirty. So you're gonna want to clean that off before you even think about putting that on your piece, or you're just gonna ruin it and have to start all over again. So make sure you check that whenever you're doing spray cans. So we got our first color coat done. I didn't go anywhere near the middle because I had to tape that up. I also just focused on the edges, because you want to make sure that you don't miss your edges once you're done painting. So I always go over the edges first, all over the corners. I did that first to make sure that they're done. I taped the logo using masking tape. We're gonna keep that a separate color from the red. This isn't the red we're using. I had this red lying around. It's a Chrysler red. Right here. We're using regular red, like the color on it, red. So we're using this as a undercoat or base coat, and then we're gonna be using this to top it off, and it's gonna give us the nice bright red that we actually want. That's one trick you can use when you're low on paint. If we need more, we can get more, but I'm gonna try to use what we can. So that's how it's looking right now. Oh yeah, guys, that looks insanely good. So I finished going over it with the the green fiber. You can see it's a little foggy here. The red kind of like went from the really bright red to like a peachy salmon color. What you can do is go over it with your fingers, like over here. You obviously can't feel it, but like if you do this, you're gonna feel like some scrapes, a lot of dust. What you can do is go over it with 1000 grit, right here, 1000 grit, and it's gonna take off all those bumps and make it really smooth. Like on this side, really good surface to paint on. And when you sand it, you want to go diagonally, that angle, and then that angle. So you're gonna want to make an X over the entire surface. That makes sure that you have a level surface for you to paint on. So I didn't find this out until later, right over here. It was dripping, and it was the actual paint, the red paint, and not the clear coat. If it was a clear coat, you could just sand it down and it'll go away. But if it's the paint, then you gotta go over under the clear coat into the paint, and then you gotta redo that section. So I inspected a little more. When I painted this, I got some overspray on here. So, and I missed over here a little bit and over here, which you can't really see this unless like you look really careful into it. But I'm just gonna go over it with this green fiber right here. If you go over the entire thing, it's gonna take off the clear coat, which is fine. We got some more over there. We're just put on another 3 layers. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go over it with this until it is dull, until you get to the actual red. So once there's red on here, like right there, then you know you reach the actual color and you're done with the clear coat. So. ¿Cómo estás? Casi ya. It's looking like a monster truck right now. Big old fat tires. The whole bed is off. We used an engine hoist to get this bed off. There's 6 bolts. As a little summary, one on each side for the front. One right here, like in the between. I mean, in front of the wheels. It's not in the middle. It's like between the middle and the front. So you got 4 bolts in the front and then 2 in the rear. 4 of the bolts are going to be inside a little hole that you're going to go like put your socket inside the hole and then find the bolt, take the bolt off. And then you got to make sure that you take off the gas where you put in your gas for the nozzle. There's also a 10 mil like safety strap right there. That's how you take your bed off. Right now what I'm gonna do is I got my pressure washer hooked up. I'm gonna clean off this entire outside of the truck, make it look good. I'm gonna take off, I'm gonna use the little black tip that's used for like concrete and wood. And I'm gonna take off all of this dirt off. I'm gonna try to make it look good, because even though this is a budget build, we're gonna be spraying new undercoating here. It's gonna make the frame look awesome. It's gonna prevent rust for another 10 to 20 years. We're gonna make a good truck out of this build, even though it's a budget. We're pushing we're pushing this 2K mark, but we're getting there. Of this rust reformer, as you can see, it's a black layer that goes on top of the rust, or not the rust, but on the bare metal that has rust that you can't get off without a grinder. So I'm using a metal wire brush. I'll send you guys, or I'll put a picture of it on here right now. As you can see, this is before and after. This is just one coat. I'm gonna take this and spray it over all the metal here, all over the metal frame. Not on the diff. Over here, since we have new shocks, I'm gonna just spray it here. I'm not gonna worry about this. It's coming off. I'm in my room trying to edit this video, and I forgot I didn't take any videos about how it looks like after. We left off over there. We put on the rust reformer, and then I put on the actual undercoating. It's gonna be black and brown. Once you spray it on the entire car or the entire frame, it's gonna take one whole day to air dry. So you just gotta leave it outside. Make sure you don't get your electronics. But yeah, this is gonna be a whole separate video, but just make sure you do this project good. This car has had 3 separate rear differential seals. Hey, that's new. That's less than a week old, but we had to take it off because we've been working on the fill plug. This basically got stripped, and we tried every way to take it off. We finally made a hole and just kept making it bigger using a tool until we can get it big enough to put in a new plug. For some reason, AutoZone or Advance, O'Reilly, it takes a week for them to get this plug, and it's like $25. So we just went to a local junkyard and we picked it up for like $2. We got like 3 of them just in case. Because we have a lot of Chevys. So yeah, we got the diff is all greased up. It's looking good. That's gonna be fixed soon, and then we're gonna get the new shocks in. They're over here. They're over here. New shocks. They're gonna go on the build. All right, thanks for watching.